Hi, Kristen. How are you today?
I'm good, Janelle. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yes, this is super fun. We've been trying for so long. I'm always so interested. I love your building. Your storefront is gorgeous right there off the Oval. And I've been trying to get in touch with you since the beginning of this podcast, but we're both so busy. So I'm finally very excited that we're in front of each other.
Yes, it has been a little bit of a challenge, but I'm glad our schedules finally lined up.
Yes, yes. So you are busy. So you are the director and owner of the Co-working House in Milford, established in 2019.
That is correct. Yep, it's myself. I always joke you know it's leading a team of one, but because it's a community-based organization, it's really great because I'm surrounded by people all the time, even though it's just myself.
Yeah. So tell us about that. So you're a team of one, but also like helping the community. What gave
Yeah.
you this idea? So tell us about you and the inception of this.
Yeah, so I worked in corporate America when I was younger, and I actually left that to go out on my own as a photographer. So a lot of people in the area actually know me as a headshot and branding photographer, um, which I loved doing. But on the days that I didn't have clients, I was sitting all by myself in my studio, just kind of, not being productive, being super lonely. And I was like, oh, I'm going to join a co-working space. Like that's the right move for me. But at the time, we didn't really have one. We didn't have any good options. So I naively, as we all do, go, oh, I'll start one of those. That seems easy enough. So took a little while. We looked at a bunch of buildings. We finally found this one, which is amazing. Got, a build out going. And that was 5 years ago. So it's kind of one of those had a need, saw the need. If I needed this, so did other people. And so we built it.
That's awesome. So now, I mean, I feel like it's obvious like what a co-working space is, but can you explain to
Yeah.
people what it is just in case anybody needs clarification?
Absolutely. I do feel like we in the day and age of 2025 still occasionally have to explain what co-working is. So it is a shared office space for ambitious, kind professionals, is how we describe it. So if you work remotely for a company or if you work for yourself, it is a space that you can come to either for just a couple hours, just a couple days, or you can be here all the time. And we have shared amenities. So we have, open seating desks out in the open co-working area. We have private offices like what I'm in right now. And then we also have meeting rooms of all sorts and shapes.
Mm. And so what an important thing, right? Because like, in the day and age of Zoom, right? People do need to have a sense of community and structure and separation, right? Because a home
Separation.
office, yeah, it's great. There's like a very, very small commute to your office.
Yeah.
But like then you're constantly on, right? So you don't get to turn your brain off and separate your personal life from your professional life. So that must be great for people.
This is actually a big thing that we're talking about a lot in our marketing lately is the mental health aspects of co-working are so important for two reasons. And one is like what you just said, there's no separation of work and life when you work from your dining room or your home office. So there's never really a great signal to your brain that it's time to be fully in one or fully in the other. So you're just kind of getting burnt out on both really fast. But the second point is the loneliness factor. And working from home without interacting with other humans is not how we were meant to live. We need that community. We need the coffee talk, in the kitchen. We need to just have people that you can joke with and vent to. And so being in a co-working space really provides that level of human interaction that we all really need right now.
Mm. Yes. And, one of the things that I've learned too, right? So being a business owner, you have an idea for yourself, right? Like to be an entrepreneur, you
Mhm.
have these ideas, cultivate them in your mind, you refine them, but then they can become a little narrow, right? So if you have a group, I'm not saying that everybody probably socializes all the time in your co-working house, but when you have other entrepreneurs who can see something from a different perspective
Oh
and
yeah.
kind of give like a different point of view for each other so that they could
Mhm.
maybe like grow their business in a different way than they were, like maybe where they were being stuck before. You know what I'm saying? So to collaborate with people must be a good feeling.
You're so right. And it's not even just for entrepreneurs. We have a lot of people in our space that, are professionals for companies. And being able to troubleshoot something or bounce ideas off of somebody that isn't your competitor, that doesn't isn't vying for your job, that isn't there's no dynamics, there's no office politics here because none of us work for the same company. So you really get to interact and take advantage of everybody else's expertise without having to worry about that sort of dynamic, which is really, really special.
Yeah, neutral, right? It's a very
Girl,
neutral.
yeah. And to your point, not everyone here is extroverted and wants to socialize all the time, but even our introverted members really, have dug into the community and made friends. And I think it's I always joke I'm like a proud mama bird when like a new business launches out of here. Or, we have a couple members that didn't know each other before they worked here, and now they have a business together and they're launching something. And we've other members that have hired each other, and then even a different set of members that have started a weekly game night they do here after hours. So it's just really providing the space for the people to connect, and that helps them grow professionally and personally.
Yeah. So okay. So I let's just say I want to go in there and I'm looking for a space. I don't really know what I want, but I need a desk, I need internet, and I need to get out of my house. So I come to you and I say, Kristin, help. Like, so can
Yeah.
you please kind of give us what the expectations could be for a potential new member?
Yeah, whenever we have somebody interested, I always invite them in for a tour and let them try the space for the day. Questions to ask yourself are, do you do better in an open space where there's the energy of people working, or do you do better in a closed off space where you're not getting distracted? Do you do more head down work where it's focused on your laptop, or do you do more phone calls all day long? And both of these are fine. We have ways to accommodate either one. Um, and so it's just really what sort of work do you like to batch all your work 4 hours in the morning and then take all your meetings in the afternoon somewhere else? The beauty of work these days is that many of our jobs are really flexible and allowing us to get our work done the way that's best for us as individuals. And so we've built Coho to really support that. To answer your question, when someone comes in for a tour, we show them, this is our open co-working space, and these are the desks that you can choose to sit at. These are our phone booths. We have 2 phone booths. You don't have to reserve them. They have desks and ring lights, and you can just pop in there for your calls if you want. You are welcome to take your phone calls and your Zoom meetings out in the open space. Everybody does. Very normal. We just ask that you wear earbuds out of respect for the people on the other side of your monitor who have not consented to have their voices blasted everywhere. And then we have, the 3 conference rooms that we have and private offices. Now, I always tell people we offer open space working or private space, and then both of those are available in a day pass option or a monthly pass option. So it's really very simple model, and you can kind of change it up as your life evolves or as your needs evolve. You're not stuck in
So if I wanted a day pass because I wasn't really ready to commit, but then I'm there and I really love the vibe and I decide, I don't know, 7 days in, I'm like, I want a monthly membership. Is there like a wait time to be able to do that? Or is it if I sign up today, that 30-day monthly period starts now? Or how does that membership work?
Yep. So the memberships they're always auto billed on the 1st. So if you sign up on the 15th, then you are signing up for the rest of that month at a prorated amount. And on the 1st of March, you'll be charged for the month of March. And it's super awesome because when you're ready to quit or move on, or if you're feeling like, oh, it's the summer and I'm going to work from my lake house instead of from here, you just pause your membership. It's a 5-day notification. You're not stuck in any long-term membership like a lot of other places are.
So that's amazing. So your business model is reflecting that flexibility of people who need to have that flexible workspace, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We have people that we have 2 members that actually live in Massachusetts. And when they are in New Hampshire for a season of life, one of them, it's because her children are home from college. She'll work from here. And then the other one, she's actually here only during the school year because she'll drive up. Her children go to school up here. So she drops her kids to school and then works here during the day, picks her kids up. But so she pauses her membership all summer long because she doesn't need it. So she's not locked in. It's really flexible based on you and your individual needs.
And what a way to respect her needs so that she keeps coming back and the relationship continues, right?
Yeah.
So that you're showing that you respect people's, life balance there. That's amazing. So you have this beautiful space. When I look on the website, I love it so much. You did such a phenomenal job making it light and bright and inviting. And then you have, I'm interested in your group meeting rooms. So they're
Yeah.
very different. They have very different personalities. One looks like it has couches and a sitting area, maybe more for conversation. But then you
Mhm.
have a more traditional, like, conference table with, I'm assuming, AV support, right? And a
Mhm.
TV. So can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, so we have 3 rooms that you can rent by the hour, and these are open to the general public. You do not have to be a member. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, oh, I only need that once a month, that's what it's there for. So option one is our McGuire Library, who is which is the one that you're talking about that has couches. It's got a bright window. It's got a beautiful bookcase in there that is color coded because we love that. And that's really great for, we have people that do workshops in there. We have people that do book club in there. We host our monthly, we have like a happy hour. We host that in there. And it's really great for just, a laid back conversation where a conference room might feel a little too formal and it doesn't fit the vibe of your meeting. And then we have our Carnegie conference room, which is our very traditional, beautiful one. It's got a beautiful light fixture, 2 large whiteboards, big TV screen that you can connect to, all of that. And that one's got a beautiful glass wall. So it's very beautiful, but it's not the most private option. Our most private option is what we call our Coho boardroom, and that's our largest room. So that one is amazing because it's upstairs. It's away from the general co-working space. Does not have any glass doors or windows, but the tables in there you can actually rearrange them into several configurations. So a lot of continuing ed classes for realtors happens in there. Leadership development workshops happen in there. If you're a local company that doesn't have an office, but you have employees, it's perfect for your monthly staff meetings, your employee review meetings, hiring, firing, all of that happens in that room.
Mm. How cool, actually. You bring up a really good point, right? Because as we all know, real estate is cuckoo bunnies, right? And it's just not
It's
easy to
crazy.
rent. Yes, it is. So it's not, maybe it doesn't behoove a business to rent a space large enough to house those meetings that they might need to have monthly, quarterly, whatever. So they can just call you and reserve the space by the hour instead of having to pay more in rent or a mortgage. So
Yeah. It's
that's,
really this is one of those things that I didn't expect when we opened was to attract so many local trades companies
mm,
um, who, all these guys work out of their trucks and they don't need an office all the time, but once a month for their staff meeting they do, or, again, for those annual reviews, like they're here. They're great members. We love them.
yeah. And so I just want to, so like the internet, I know this might seem like a silly question, but like if I go and I just take my laptop and I just plug in, is there like a username and password that's available? Is it like by the hour? Do you have to pay for it?
No, the Wi-Fi is included. If you're here on a day pass or a monthly pass, you have access to our high-speed, secure Wi-Fi that, knock on wood, always works.
Okay, good. I mean, I feel like, back in the day, that didn't really exist when I was like in my, like young 20s. But,
Yeah,
nowadays I feel like, it should just be available everywhere,
it's
right?
it's available. It is password protected, so you have to be, a paying member to access it, but it's not going to kick you off after 40 minutes like our favorite local coffee shops. It is
Yeah.
it is here, it is fast, it works great.
Okay. And so you mentioned something that piqued my interest. So you have a monthly happy hour. So tell
I
us
do.
about that. What kind of programs or events do you have for people?
Yeah, so in keeping with our people first co-working mission, we do host a fair amount of events. Some of them are members only, like our monthly happy hour, but some of them are open to the public. So every month we will have a set of events. So Marketing Sprint is a monthly event that is open to our members and guests. And that is when we get together in the conference room and we all work on our marketing collaboratively for 2 hours. It's very productive. Flight Club is what we call our happy hour, and it's because we started doing you know, flights of bourbon or flights of tequila or whatever spirit we were going to do. Everyone was bringing their favorite, and it was a great like get to know you thing, so people could kind of see who was into what. But that still happens every month, and that's members only. Next week or this week, depending on when this airs, we have a monthly workshop for professional development every month, and this month's is with Alyssa Johnson, who is a board certified behavioral analyst, and she's coming in to teach us brain hacks and habit stacking things for people with ADHD professionals that are, trying to get ahead in their career and how to kind of like hack your brain development using, very specific skills and strategies. So that's really exciting. We've done book club in the past. We do what's called coffee and concepts every month. That is where open to the public, no cost. If you have an idea that you want feedback on from other entrepreneurs, you can bring that idea in, and it's kind of a round table. We have our panel of experts that you can bring a problem or a business idea to, and they will help you workshop that concept so that you can leave and go back out and actually work on it.
So that reminds me of, have you ever heard of SCORE, right? Like, so I think I was afraid of SCORE when I first, bought my business, because it just seemed, like these, C-suite executives, right? So who are going to mentor, and it just seemed like too unapproachable. But so you're creating like a panel of experts to come in, open to the public, roundtable discussion. So it sounds like the same idea, but just in a much more grassroots, community approachable style, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, so, akin to Milford, New Hampshire, I think, too,
It's always a good group of people too. And we work closely with the SBDC for a lot of things. And so we will have, SBDC advisors sit in on this sometimes. So you're getting feedback from, one of our members is in tech, and he'll be our AI expert, or one of our other members is a developer, and he can weigh in on what it takes to get this app idea you have off the ground. But having an SBDC advisor in is so helpful to talk about, what legislation might be coming down the pike, or what funding might be available for your ideas. So it's just really about pulling the right people into the room. So when you walk in with your idea, you have people that can give valuable advice. It's not just random people on the internet.
With just an opinion. Yeah, right. Now you have like an educated approach. Yeah, right.
It's quality advice.
Yes, quality. Yes. So I do want to just go back really quickly. So you have Alyssa Johnson coming. So she's a specialist. So that means that you're out there seeking people specifically in a field to have a monthly meeting. So can you tell us more about, like, what is it that made you come up with the idea of hosting her? Like, what is your thought process on being able to provide that for your people, to give them a quality an event,
Yeah, I think anytime we see an idea being talked about amongst our community, that's when we start thinking, okay, like there's a conversation here, more than one person's bringing it up. Alyssa was actually in here working, and was talking about behavioral hacks that she is teaching to some leadership groups. I think she calls it like operations business management. I'm sure I'm butchering that, but we were like, wait, that's a thing? You can teach us how to make our brains do the work that we don't want to do? And she's like, of course I can teach you that. There's a whole psychology behind it. So when people start showing interest in ideas in this space is generally when it rings a bell for me that we need to maybe bring that in a formalized way. And so I'll go find someone that's qualified to teach something. Some of it's really not that deep. We do social media marketing workshops. We'll do Instagram 101. We'll do public speaking. So some of it seems a little bit obvious, but where we have the space and we have the community, it's really easy to become the hub and just bring in all those experts so that both my members and the community at large has access to this in a way that they were just sitting at home working from their kitchen.
You're a resource. I love it. In a really cool building.
Yeah. Our mission really is to be, people first co-working and be the resource that helps everybody else succeed. And so at the end of the day, when we're thinking about events or we're thinking about offerings, it always comes back to, is this putting our members and community first? And is it something that will help them succeed? Because if it's just a fun thing to do, but no one's going to get something out of it, we're probably not the people to host that.
Yeah. So it sounds like, I'm not going to put your mission in your mouth, like in my words in your mouth, but your mission is to serve your members to grow. Yeah. Right? Like to support and be a resource for them. Fun too, but that's the ancillary, right? So that's not the primary. But so you are amazing. And I love that you found this like void in our community and you were able to, provide this for people. I've only heard wonderful things about your business through our community and through the chamber. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And but can you please tell us, where can we find you?
Yeah, so as of right now, we're located in Milford, New Hampshire. A quick plug, we are growing and we are looking to open new locations across New England. So we're actually seeking, I hate the word like-minded, but like-minded individuals who, who are ambitious and kind and people first that want to bring this experience to their own communities. So if anyone listening is interested in that, please come find us. We're online at thecoworkinghouse.com, Instagram, same thing, and Facebook, of course, the Co-working House.
And what about your phone number? Can I call you and say, Kristin, I need space?
Oh my
Or,
God. You should ask my phone number. My phone number is 603 556 8267.
Wonderful. And did you tell me the address? How do I get to you? Where am I going to park if I want to go and see
Yeah,
you?
it's so easy. Milford's the best with their free parking. So it's 52 Nashua Street in Milford, New Hampshire. And we are right outside the Oval. So we're sandwiched in between Bar One Restaurant and Greenleaf Restaurant. And we actually have a parking lot right next to the building.
That's
Free
great.
parking all
That's
over the place.
awesome.
Super easy to get to.
Thank you so much for taking the time today. I really appreciate it. Your building is beautiful. I'm sure you're going to have great success in your growth in the future.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. It was great to talk about it.
Great to talk about it. Take
All right,
care.
thanks, Janelle.
Bye-bye.